get a sense of who holds the power. Her Yuki Tomita, an 8.987. Now it remains to be seen whether they have to absorb that hit. Back to the Chinese men, where they can absolutely shine. Tung Hai Bin, pommel horse.
Yeah, they can beat you up on this event. I'll tell you, this...
And also the speed at which he does this, Tim.
Very tricky one pommel work done very well.
Coach Huang Yubin says he is one of the most reliable gymnasts on this team.
Well, a big set from Tung Hai Bin.
So as Japan falters on floor exercise, China reasserts their strength on pommel horse.
They truly are. They just are almost magical on this event. His body looks like it weighs nothing at all, and he's able to control it so well. A lot of athletes will get into a somewhat arched body position, but not him. Some of the Chinese fans have been following the delegation around the arena. You see them up there in the stands watching closely. It was a great set.
Judges loved it. A 9.80. So wait a minute now. If this is a 9.80 and you say that Xiao Tian is better.
Well, you could get your dream here, Al. And you know, there are people in gymnastics that really want to see the 10 come back. And if there's a guy in these championships that can make it happen, it is this one right here. He is so phenomenal. Swings with incredible power.
And this, oh, look at that speed. You know, his teammates call him the pommel horse genius. He's so light.
Have I said phenomenal yet? This is fabulous.
Beautiful work.
Just a dismount. All he's got to do is get off the horse, and if the judges don't give it, oh, no. Oh, that is shocking.
Again.
Yeah.
Now here's what just happened. Not only did we lose a huge score for China, but Xiao Tian also will be out after falling off the pommel horse of the gold medal race on this apparatus.
And this is one that the Chinese team, they were counting on this one. All he needed to do was that.
Such a shame.
And he would have been a guaranteed lock into finals.
You know, he was so devastated, he just wanted to walk right off the podium. The coach made a motion and said, no, finish. He did. He's going to be disconsolate here. Oh. Meanwhile, back to floor exercise, and he's Sal Yoneda.
And he's been having a great day. Really consistent performer.
Tim, this is just a continuation of something that you and Elfie saw from the very beginning of training. This ever-improving Japanese team. The face that they showed from the first time you guys saw them was, wow.
Yeah, and in all the practices, they've been taking them so seriously. I mean, actually doing mock competitions within each of the practices, getting used to doing routines over and over again. They were so consistent.
His first 5/10 tumbling run. Right on. He'll do one more. These are very tricky, remember. Right into a 1 3/4 somersault. Didn't really have a lot of height, but he got it around. Ever since we arrived in Athens, Everybody's been talking about the Japanese men. Even the Chinese have said, you know, they look pretty good. Japan, of course, has a huge gymnastics tradition. They have finished out of the medals in major competitions for a number of years, are just starting to make their way back with what happened in 2003, and it looks like once again here.
Wow. They have trained very hard for this one.
They are unquestionably one of the top 3 teams in this competition here.
So now, what looks to be a very good score on floor exercise for the Japanese after a rough start there, then a great start for the Chinese, and then that shocking finish a moment ago, and a 9.337, which some gymnasts would take on a good day. But if ever there was a 9.337 that felt like a 7.337, that's it. Isao Yoneda 9.725. Now the gymnasts in this third and final group make the move. For the Chinese men, destination ring. And China bringing 4 of the 6 that won the gold medal in Sydney, and 6 of the 6 men that won the World Championship gold medal. Question is, Tim, we have seen some slip-ups. And I wonder, do you think this Chinese team, as we look at Yang Wei mount the rings, is as good as the last 2 that won gold?
Well, I have to tell you, they have a lot of areas where there are a number of questions, and the biggest one, frankly, comes on the still rings, but not from this guy. He's early up in the lineup, but he is so physically strong. Little bit short on that one inverted handstand. But this Chinese team, weakest event is unquestionably the still rings. They're only putting up 4 gymnasts in the finals, and one of them, everybody knows, is not going to get a big score. He's just not capable of it. But that one is.
Yang Wei nails the landing, so if they put 4 up on an apparatus, all those scores count. There's no room for error. But their place in the finals is assured.
Of course, these strength elements the men have to do on the rings, they should be holding them for 2 seconds minimum.
So hard to go from a low position and then push your body up to a handstand. Very nice stretch, double laid out somersault, and 6 that landing.
Chinese men will finish on the vault. 9.712 here on the rings for Yang Wei. Back to Japan. Takahiro Kashima on the pommel horse.
Well, he is a co-world champion with Tung Haibin, who has already performed from China, and he scored a 9.8. I like this routine a lot. Tremendous amount of variety. Starts in that flared circle and does what's called a spindle turn, which means he's turning his body opposite the direction that he's circling. Very difficult. Has a very nice look about his pommel horse. Extended line. Very similar to what we see from the Chinese. Very difficult finish. And flies up to that handstand. This was an awesome routine.
Hey, Tim, in this group, we've been focusing so much on China, Japan, because they're together in it. What do you think the Americans are thinking watching this?
Well, they have made an impression themselves. It is going to be very close, but I would say at this point it looks like the USA could end up second after the first day of competition. But truly, the Japanese have come to Athens, and right from the get-go, everyone has been talking about them. And for 2 days, people are going to be walking around with the score sheets. The judges, the officials, the athletes, everybody's going to be scrutinizing every number, and it means a lot in a sport of impressions.
When we come back, the final rotation. Indoor hall, Clistos Gymnasium.